Congratulations, you've jumped on the AI bandwagon and you're learning how to use AI in every part of your business. Now you want to learn how to make ChatGPT not sound like AI. That's exactly what we're talking about in this video. With just a few simple tweaks, your AI generated writing can go from blah to brilliant, and I'm going to show you exactly how. By the way, if we haven't met yet, my name is Brittany Long. I'm a copywriter turned AI trainer, and when you stick around till the end, I have a special surprise for you. And speaking of surprise, first I'm going to tell you the surprising way people are currently ruining their brands by using AI incorrectly, plus how you can avoid that mistake. Then I'll tell you the secret that great copywriters already know about copy and how you can apply it to ChatGPT to write just like them. Then I'll show you how you can get ChatGPT to work like your team member and give you exactly what you want. Then you'll learn what other kind of copy you can write with the help of AI. Using AI can impact your brand perception, especially if you're using it wrong. Now, I am a huge fan of using AI, and I recommend it to pretty much everybody I know, as long as you use it correctly. When I say using it incorrectly, I mean using it as is, as it spits out, just copy and pasting it from the first draft that it gives you and hoping that'll be enough. That's an example of using it incorrectly. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, Brittany, that's all I have time for. And I get that, I really do. I have a little one running around. I get not having a lot of time. But with a few simple tweaks, you can get AI writing just like a copywriter for you. The first thing that we want to do is put in a transcript. So the next time you're on a walk in the grocery store, you can be talking back and forth with ChatGPT on your mobile app. By doing this, it has a better idea of how you actually sound, your voice, your tone, your style. Instead of sounding generic like most ChatGPT output sounds like, it's gonna sound a lot more like you and a lot more like your brand. ChatGPT can make a huge difference in a business. It's definitely helped our business, but that's because we use it really well. And with these tips, you can too. So as a professional copywriter, I'm gonna let you in on some inside secrets to make ChatGPT sound a lot more like you, a lot more like your brand, right from the get-go. The first thing we wanna do is be super clear on your audience. Who is it that you're talking to? Who is it that you're helping? The more specific, the better. And if you don't already have this information, good news, AI can help with that too. What you're gonna do is go into ChatGPT or Claude, and you're gonna say this: I'm gonna tell you about my audience, everything that I know from demographics to psychographics. Then I want you to ask me some questions about them. I want you to help me get a better, more clear picture of who they are. After it's done that, you're going to be able to answer those questions and then ask it to create an audience document for you. This audience document is what you're going to use for any other AI content that you create. And let's say you do decide to hire a copywriter, you can use it for that too. Next, you want to do the same thing with your brand voice. What are the things you do and don't say? What does your brand stand for? What does your brand stand against? What makes your brand unique? Anything like that, we want to put into a brand voice document. And just like the audience document, if you don't already have that, you can create it with ChatGPT. So what we can do is create a new chat, and you can say something like this: I want you to help me figure out my brand voice. I'm going to give you some examples of my writing, and I want you to tell me what my brand voice is. Then I want you to review my audience information. And I want you to help me identify what makes our brand unique and how we are uniquely positioned and suited to help our audience. Then I want you to ask me any clarifying questions. ChatGPT will come up with something, or it will ask you those questions. After it asks you those questions, you can answer them, and then it'll create that brand voice document for you. This is something else that we want to save that you're going to use again and again. The next thing good copywriters know about copy that most of the general public doesn't know is that we want to know the pain points, the aspirations, the things that inspire your audience. We want to have as clear of a picture as possible of who they are at an in-depth level. Not even just pain points. We can even go a little bit deeper than that, the pain points, but also the things that keep them up at night. So why their pain points are pain points. For me, for example, if I was in your audience, you might say my audience is moms who are around 35 years old, who have 1 to 3 kids and X, Y, and Z. You may say that my pain point is that I want to make sure I'm spending time with my family while my kiddo is still young. But why does that matter to me? At a deeper level, why does that matter? It matters because that's what being a good parent looks like to me. I'm not saying anybody else has to do it. I'm not saying it definitively makes you a good parent. I'm saying to me, at my depth, I see myself as a good parent, and a good parent is present and there with their kid. And so for me, that's why it's important. Other reasons that it might be important. I had a cancer scare years back, and I thought it was dying because that's what they said, blah, blah, blah. Turns out they were wrong. And the really interesting part about this, though, is that it changed my life because I realized life is precious and fleeting and we're not promised tomorrow. And so for me, it's important to spend time with my family because I want to look back at the end of my life. Deathbed Brittany wants to be able to say, I did the things that mattered most to me that made me feel like I'm living, that I'm alive. And that's what that looks like to me. All right, now I'm going to show you how ChatGPT can be a team member and actually help you write better copy. After it creates some copy for you, you can give it some feedback, but then after that, you're going to ask it to review itself. Tell it what your outcome is again. This is what you're going to say to ChatGPT. This is what I asked you to create. Here was the specifications about my audience, the offer information. I want you to review what you created and tell me where you hit the mark and tell me where you missed the mark. Then I want you to tell me what we can do to make updates so that we hit the goal. And then you're going to remind ChatGPT what your goal is. That might be to have the highest conversion possible. That might be to bring in the most leads as possible. Whatever your goal is, that's what we're going to remind it about. And then it's going to review it for you and make updates, kind of like a team member would, but you don't have to bring on a giant team to be able to do this. That's one of the easiest ways that you can start using AI as your team member. Now, there's plenty of other ways too. Let's say you're doing the audience document that we talked about earlier. You can ask it to analyze it and review it. You can ask it to brainstorm with you and give you some ideas on some things that you may have missed. You can have it come up with ideas on potential offers that your audience might want. There's a lot you can use AI for as far as being a team member goes, and those are a few ways. Now there's tons of other kind of copy you can create, from emails to social posts to blog posts, LinkedIn articles, TikTok scripts, pretty much any kind of content and copy you can think of, AI can help. Your biggest limitation is going to be your imagination. And that's why I've created the Hidden Loot in Your Email workshop. This workshop is a totally free workshop, and it's going to show you some of the most important email sequences that you can use and automate to bring in more sales every single day. Of course, you can use AI for all of them. This is going to help you identify what they are, and I even have outlines in there for you as well. My name is Brittany Long. Click the link that comes with this video to get the workshop for free.